Same display, same design, same battery, same ultra-wide, and same zoom. But why does this phone feel so much better? Maybe this is the ultra phone that Samsung should have made in 2020. This video is a review of Galaxy S23 Ultra, so let's do the video. The design of the phone is almost no different from the previous generation. A large and heavy 6.8-inch phone, but now the frame is flatter and it is more boxy. The frame is not as flat as the iPhone, and overall it gives you a balanced feeling. The material of the body is still made of matte glass and aluminum frame. Of course, this glass is now called Gorilla Glass Victus 2, which in theory should be more resistant than the previous generation. A metal frame placed around each lenses, which makes its appearance more attractive and make lenses more resistant. The S Pen is still located on the bottom left side of the phone, and its features and responsiveness have not changed, which of course is not a bad sign because S Pen is almost complete and has nothing missing in terms of gestures, personalization, responsiveness, handwriting to text, and air gestures. There are so many features of S Pen that you may not even use them. The screen of the S23 Ultra is slightly curved, but now it is flatter. And this is good news for fans of flat screens, because unlike previous generations, you will not have many unwanted touches. And of course, the screen to body ratio is not low at all and is around 90%. The display of this device has not changed compared to the previous generation. An OLED display with 2K resolution that supports HDR10 Plus content is 120Hz and can be reduced to 1Hz when always on, and its brightness reaches 1700 nits. The quality and depth of colors and contrast are world class, and the speed and responsiveness of the display is also completely satisfactory. The brightness of the screen is slightly lower than the iPhone 14 Pro, but now it has the second generation of Vision Booster, so that you can see sharp content under sunlight. And don't worry about this difference. The ultrasonic fingerprint sensor under the display is now located exactly where it should be. And in addition to the high speed, it also detects your wet finger. The main camera of the S23 Ultra is 200 megapixels, but the rest of the lenses have the same sensor as before, with the difference that their image processing has changed. The selfie camera has also decreased from 40 megapixels to 12 megapixels. We will check that too. Photos are recorded at 12.5 megapixels in normal mode. In this mode, the photos have a high dynamic range and have an HDR feel, like Google Pixels, and the shadows are a little weak. The sharpness and details of the photos are high and the colors are a little saturated. Of course, you can take photos in Expert RAW app to get less processed and editable photos. The photos in 50 megapixel mode have more details, but they are naturally a little darker, bulkier, and noisier in low light. I recommend the 200 megapixel mode only in good light, where the details of the photos are extremely high, the dynamic range is less, and the photos take up a lot of space and take a long time to record. You can record portrait photos in 1x and 3x mode. Portrait shots with the prime lens are highly detailed, skin tones are natural, and background blur is likable. In the 3x portrait mode, the details are less, but the colors are almost similar to the main lens. The photos in night mode have very little noise. The dynamic range is really great, especially in the brightest spots. The details increase very naturally, and you can finally understand that the photo was taken at night, and Samsung does not exaggerate the photos too much. Ultra-wide photos have a wide viewing angle, and now the noises are very well controlled. The colors are close to the main lens, and the dynamic range is also reasonable for this type of lens. Photos with 3x zoom have less details, are a bit noisy, and the shadows are weak like the main lens, but they have accurate colors. The photos with 10x zoom have good details, they are noisy, but they are usable in general. Photos with 100 times zoom are not usable at all, but due to the good processing done on them, they are only suitable for seeing distant points like the moon. This is just gimmick. Zooming is also done very smoothly, and the vibration of your hand does not bother you. The resolution of the selfie camera is reduced, and the details and size of the files are also reduced. The dynamic range is average, and the colors, and especially the skin colors, are displayed well. With the main camera, you can record 8K video at 30 frames per second. 8K is finally usable, but your phone gets hot. With the selfie camera, you can also record 4K video at 60 frames per second. The stabilizer performance has really improved, and the videos are absolutely rock solid. If you enable hyper steady mode, the quality of videos drops, but you should say goodbye to video shaking. Now all s23 Ultras around the world are released with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Of course, 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy. Which differs from the normal version is that it is a slightly overclocked and of course more optimized. Its RAM is also 8 to 12 GB of LPDDR5X, and its storage is 256 GB to 1 TB of UFS 4.0. The new generation UFS is now twice as fast and consumes 46% less energy, and now you can delete a file and download and copy a file at the same time. The performance of s23 Ultra is fantastic, and after the gaming phones with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, it is the fastest Android phone. In addition, Samsung in this generation has performed very well in temperature control, and you don't feel a lot of heat during long and heavy use. The performance is also more stable. S23 Ultra comes with Android 13 and One UI 5 and has 4 years of full software support. One UI 5 has a lot of customization capabilities. It has full AI capabilities, and in addition the UI is simple and user-friendly. But it has a big problem, and that is that you have a Samsung version of every Google app, that you usually don't use them at all, and you can't even delete them. And this is really annoying, and the phone you get has less memory and more annoying to use. This s23 Ultra battery has not changed compared to the previous generation, and is 5000 mAh. However, due to the more optimized chip, its performance has improved, and you can easily use it for a full day in semi-heavy usage. The charger that is not in the box is 45 watts, which unlike the previous generations, this phone has a real good speed, and it takes 50 minutes to fully charge. The stereo speakers of this phone is very quietly better than the previous generation, and now it produces a clearer sound with more bass, but the details of the sound are still better in iPhone. Overall, the s23 Ultra, although it seems to be not different from the previous generation, has made improvements that makes it the best Android phone out there. But if you have the previous generation, I think it's still too early to upgrade. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in next video.